Peace, family. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much for joining me for a few minutes. Today is definitely a day where I've been in, amongst a number of different emotions, a place of like solace and a place of serenity today as I learned about the transition of my good friend, Akila Karima. So I wanted to take a few minutes to remember her life and to just talk about her for a few, as far as my memories of her, and share with you a few of the memories that I've had, the privilege, of having with Akila. So, the first thing, and if you guys see me looking over this way, is because I'm looking at your comments because I want to answer any questions and also say hello to everybody. Hey Kevin, thanks for hanging out, bro. So Akila, beautiful. I mean, where do I start? For those that know Akila, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soul, beautiful person, inside and out, beautiful, beautiful person. I would say Akila and I met a couple years ago. It's been about maybe 3 years ago now. She became my friend on Facebook. Well, we've been friends for for a while, but she had been following a lot of my meditation music, like the music that you hear in the background, and that's why I'm playing it. It's kind of an honor and an ode to her. So she she followed me on Facebook, and she reached out to me to tell me how much the music meant to her, and she also loved herself some Amma. She loved to hear Amma sing, and she loved to hear us play. She was such a vibrant person. I used to always tell her, like, you're like, I'm 30 at the time. I was like maybe 34. I was like, you really are like a 35-year-old. Like, we're like sister and brother as far as age, the way that you are young at heart. That's just Akila for you. So at some point, Akila, if you all know her, she was doing a lot of things in the community. As a spiritual person in the community, somebody who was just a light to the community in many ways, always vibrant. Like, I don't, in all the times I talked to Akila, the one time where she was upset, you couldn't tell because you could still hear her smiling. Like, that was just her nature. And that I really identify with heavily because that's the kind of person that I am. Like, we shared that, really, really friendly people. And so, yeah, if I tear up doing this, it's really because she was a really special person. So the way our relationship grew was that she reached out to me and asked if Fruition would be interested in being a part of her International Day Festival. And so we said, yes, and I worked with her closely during the process of, putting it together and everything, and that's how we got a chance to really know each other. And there's, how you meet someone and you're just like kindred souls, from the perspective of like, you just jive, you just gel, and it didn't take long at all, for us to get to that place. So I don't have the footage here. In fact, I'll put the link in the description so you can see the festival that we did with Akila, and it was amazing. The thing that really touched me so deeply about the process was that while she was putting together things for the festival and working diligently, like, she was healing and recovering at the same time. And it was deep because she wasn't overdoing herself, but you could just see that she just wouldn't let anything hold her down. She had such an optimistic view of life, and that really touched me deeply. So ever since that time from a couple of years ago, we had been staying in contact and been really good friends. And so I was grateful. One of the experiences that I'm going to share with you all in this live stream is I was grateful to, amongst a number of things, I was able to help her along the way in the ways that I could, as she was, you know, really working on revitalizing her body, and just doing her part. Let's just put it that way, like doing her part. She, when it came to her diet, she was very, very conscientious, and it really meant a lot. So there was an opportunity to be able to serve her and help her, and it was amazing for me. So I actually documented that experience, and I want to share it with you all. But the first thing I want to share with you, and this is only going to be about maybe 15 seconds. This here is at the Vegan Soul Fest last summer. Akila and I ran into each other unexpectedly, and it was a really good moment because I'm vlogging, I'm walking around capturing all the great people and everything, and all of a sudden I hear this voice like, excuse me sir, and I turn around, there's Akila with the biggest smile on her face. She was such a light, she was such a light. And so she runs over, she acts like she's starstruck and everything, and I'm just honored to see her. And she started telling me about, how she was being awarded as a survivor. And, we just celebrated for a second, and it really meant a lot. So here's that clip, and then we'll come right back and I'll show you another clip and tell you some more.
Nice to meet you, Mom.
Okay, so that was a short clip, but to give you some context, it was special because, one of the things that I appreciated most about Akila was how supportive she was. She literally supported everything that I did, and it didn't matter what was going on with her. She, even if she couldn't be there physically, she would provide, moral support, and she would provide words of encouragement, and so the thing that was so beautiful about that clip was she was celebrating me because, as she had been following along my journey, she was celebrating, the fact that things were growing for me, and and so she was like, oh, I'm special now. I get to be in the Aaron Hill, in the Aaron Hill TV video, and we laughed about it, and we talked, and it was good to see her out and about. It was good to see her, as always, just not letting anything hold her down, that meant the world. So we shared that moment, and now what I want to do is I'm going to share with you all probably, it's the most special aspect, I think, of this live stream. And this is the day where, one of the days where I was able to help Akila out, and I documented the process. And, she agreed and she appreciated it and everything. And out of this process, so let me give you some context. I start off, it's early on in the day, and I had made a commitment to Akila to help her through the process, especially as far as her diet situation, because I totally understood. So, I'm doing the best that I can, and, just like anything else, there's like a number of things in life that I'm trying to take care of and juggling. So she calls me one day and, asked if it was possible for me to bring food. And I was like, it meant the world to do it, but it was like so much going on that day. So I was like, of course, I was like, I'm going to have to change some things around, but I was like, I tell you what, would you mind if I document the day? And she was like, no. And so it turned out to be one of the most beautiful experiences. I wrote a song for her, during the course of that day. And so it came through. It's touched a lot of people. She used to listen to this song day and night. And it it means the world, you know. So I'm glad that I had the opportunity and that she gave me the opportunity to just make this memory with her. So this is Akila's meditation. So I hope you enjoy this. November 8th, 2018. Today's humanitarian work. I'll be taking some food to my good friend Akila, who is scheduled tomorrow for radiation treatment for cancer, and just appreciating being able to lend a helping hand. Shout out to Land of Kush here in Baltimore, Greg and Naja Brown, for their assistance in this matter as far as helping with the kind of food needed for Akila to prepare her body nutritionally for the treatment and for her to keep her diet as clean as possible. Thanks for tagging along.
Your destination is on the right.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks so much. Shout out to Land of Kush. Stop by, they have great vegan food, if I must say so myself. Down here on Utah Street in the heart of Charm City, Baltimore.
Peace.
Yeah, man. For Akila. Doing it for Akila.
Doing it for Akila, you know, sister in need.
That's it.
Spiritual family in need. So
Yeah.
we support our family.
That's it. Just trying to help people one at a time. You want me to just put it up on the counter and put everything up here? All right. I was going to say, it's still a little warm now, so I don't know if... Okay. I know, right? You're trying to keep up with life. Trying to keep up with the race without being wore out by the race. Yeah, you know, I told somebody the other day, I was like, my life right now kind of reminds me of, like, you're going down a hill and you need to be driving in the car going down the hill, but you're trying to build the car while you're traveling already. Like, you're trying to build under you what you already need to get where you're trying to get. I mean, that's just what life is right now. We're just trying to keep up with the hustle.
Look, Dad said, keep that. He says, I'll be back. I said, I'll be here. He said, keep that sense of humor. I said, well, I will be here. I'm not going anywhere. So tomorrow is the day.
Tomorrow's the day, okay.
I was able to eat something. I feel refurbished.
Okay.
And then I'm going to lay down. And once
Yeah, I was
I
going
lay
to say to
down,
get some. All right, Akila, love you. Love you. I'll see you later. It was really good to see Akila. She's a strong person, very much a strong person, and I love seeing strong people because I consider myself a strong person, but I love seeing people who have more experience in life, you know, and are my elders. I love seeing them be strong. It's very motivating. So Akila was in good spirits, very much optimistic, very much positive in this experience. And so I was just glad that I, and some other people as well who showed up to help, I was glad that I was able to do something to help a friend. And definitely wishing Akila well tomorrow. I have a little bit of a meditation in my heart that I'm gonna that I think I'm going to play for her as an expression of my my heart to her through this time. So I hope you enjoyed that. Um, yeah, that really meant, the world for me. And so just to, you kind of, you've seen it already for yourself, but just to give it some further context, while I was driving home, pretty much I wrote the entire song. Not pretty much, I wrote the entire song in my head on the way home. And I just kind of rode home in silence, just thinking about my friend, and just being with her there in my thoughts. So yeah, it really was touching. So my favorite part of that particular video, and that is something I'll never forget, is when I came in. I hadn't been to Akila's place, and all the time that we knew each other, I never got the opportunity to you know come to her place and see her or what have you. Most of the time when we saw each other, it was at events, and we talked on the phone a lot. So it was the first time seeing her, at her place. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at your questions and just making sure that I'm, talking to you. So thank you. In fact, give me a second. I don't want to respond to everybody here, but I was at her place, and as soon as I walked in the door, you heard her in the video. She was like, "Aaron, what? What?" She was like, "Aaron is at my house. What?" And it just, yeah. I wouldn't rather be anywhere else. So we had a great conversation. We caught up. It was just beautiful. So that was really, my it was my offering to her. Being a musician. Besides my words and just who I am as a person and being able to be there, physically and otherwise, the music for me. And I was like, I have to have something. I have to dedicate something. And I actually didn't have it in my head to, like, I'm a writer a song. Like, I was just thinking and the melody started coming. So I hope you all appreciated that. I'm going to take 15, to 30 seconds to say hello to everybody here, just so I can acknowledge, because that's more important to me than anything. Let's see. Lady Glory, wow. So let me know. First of all, thank you that for your appreciation of what I'm doing. It means a lot. Like, I feel like it's the least that I could do. I'm honored to do it. And were you her friend as well? Because I'm just also getting to know other people who are really close to her. Raymond, thank you so much, brother. Love you, man. Thank you for, hanging out and being a part of this with me. It means a lot because, yeah, she's teaching. You know how it is, where a person continues to teach you, when they're gone, they continue their legacy and continue teaching you. So thanks, man. Thanks, Kevin. It means a lot, man, your support. Hey, Leslie, thanks, man. It means a lot. I really appreciate you. Sharon, thanks for hanging out. Steph, thanks for hanging out. Rashida, Aileen, and everybody else that's here, thank you. Okay, so here's the next thing I want to show you all. So, I learned, it was actually myself and Amma. We both learned about her transition today, while we were driving. And so, at the time, Amma actually saw it first because she happened to see a Facebook post and that kind of thing. So I was like, wow. And at that point, I knew I had to honor her today. Besides this, I knew I had to play for her today. So here's a clip of me today playing a part of that meditation. I played a shorter version of it, and then, we just kind of meditated. It was a very solemn moment. I told some people afterwards that was there in attendance that, the meditation that they heard was for my friend and that kind of thing. It was deep for me. And the thing that I appreciate so much is I really felt like it was the greatest thing I could do. I really felt like it was the greatest thing I could do. So here we go. This is from this morning, and this is Akila's meditation, me playing it live.
As is every other manifestation of love. Love is the true reality
So after that, it was just a time of meditation, and it was perfect because I was able to just really just settle into that and just be right there with her. It was the most humbling experience for me, and like I said, the most honorable experience. So, in closing, I'm gonna say a few final words. This song in the background that I'm playing is a song that I wrote called Contemplation. And I just feel like, it's a good way to end. So, you learn so much from your friends, you learn so much from, everybody in every situation. And so, Akilah, the thing that immediately resonated with me about her was that we both could not get mad at people if we wanted to. Like, it was so hard for us to get mad or hold a grudge. And it was the first characteristic that I learned about her where I was like, oh my gosh, we are such kindred souls. And I just tell all the time, like, you're so much like me. Even when I hear you fuss and argue, you're still, during the course of your fussing and arguing, still being as nice as possible. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna really miss her. Really. And I'm just grateful that I got the opportunity to make some memories with her. So, yeah, with that, that wraps up this tribute. And I appreciate you all for being with me. It's interesting. We only knew each other for a couple years, but I felt like I knew her forever. So I'm grateful that I get the opportunity to have a piece of her with me, at all times. So, yeah. Let me just say a few more thank yous to everybody, and then we're gonna wrap it up. So, thank you. Hey, Kyra, my sister joined me. Thanks so much. Thank you, Denise. It really means a lot. And I have empathy for those that were, Akilah's actual family, like actual, blood family. Like I told my daughter the other day, family is deeper than just, than blood. I mean, we weren't blood, but I totally consider her family, and she totally considered me family. So I'm feeling this way. My condolences to Akilah's actual family and people who were directly connected to her via blood. My condolences to you all. And then to everybody else too, who way more than me had a much longer history and who she, had more of a place in their life. Thanks, Diane, for joining me. Thanks, Kyra. Thanks, Denise. Thanks, Aileen. Thanks, Steph. Appreciate the people who you see and who you have the ability to appreciate every day. It's the same stuff we always know. Don't take life for granted. Don't take things for granted. Don't take people for granted. Most of all, don't take moments for granted. Because the only thing that defines a moment are significant experiences. So I'm grateful for the moment in time that I was able to share with my friend. Thank y'all. And thanks for joining me. I appreciate you all. And here's a picture of us. The last picture I took with her, which was at the Vegan Soul Fest, as we were celebrating her. So thanks so much for joining me. Appreciate you all.